You've been doing all the things: visualizing, journaling, meditating twice a day, speaking affirmations into your water. You've been trying to align, to manifest, to raise your vibration, and yet something feels off. Like the more you try to get it right, the further it slips from your hands. You wonder if you're doing something wrong, or worse, if you're just not meant for this kind of transformation. But what if I told you the real quantum shift happens the moment you stop trying so hard? That's right. Not when you master the technique, not when you finally clear every belief, but when you surrender the fight. Because here's the cosmic truth most spiritual teachings won't tell you. Trying too hard is resistance in disguise. It says I am not there yet. It says I must force the universe to notice me. It says I don't trust that I'm already in the field. But the quantum field doesn't respond to pressure. It responds to presence. And the more you try to bend it with will, the more you close yourself off from the path that's already unfolding. Imagine water trying to become wet. That's what many of us are doing in our awakening. Trying to become what we already are. Trying to shift into a version of us that already exists, but cannot emerge under tension. The quantum doesn't respond to your effort. It responds to your frequency. And your frequency is clearest when you're soft, open, receptive. So let's unpack this. What does it mean to stop trying? Does it mean giving up? Doing nothing? Ignoring your intentions? Not at all. It means shifting from force to flow, from control to cooperation, from trying to make something happen to allowing what wants to happen. It's like a bird trying to fly by flapping harder and harder, when all it needs is to stretch its wings and catch the current. The current is already there. Your job is to align with it, not outmuscle it. One of the biggest illusions of modern manifestation is that we must hustle our way into alignment. That if we work hard enough on ourselves, we'll finally unlock the version of us that has it all. But quantum reality is not unlocked through struggle. It's revealed through surrender. Let's talk about the science. At the quantum level, everything is vibration, energy, fields of potential, and your consciousness is the tuning fork. It selects frequencies through attention, emotion, belief. But when that consciousness is tangled up in fear, urgency, pressure, it distorts the signal. It's like trying to tune a radio with shaking hands. You can't lock in the frequency. The station you want is already broadcasting. But your neediness, your desperation, your why isn't it here yet energy scrambles the reception. In other words, your trying is keeping you from receiving. That's the paradox. The more you grasp, the more you push it away. The more you control, the more life slips between your fingers. True quantum shift begins when you let go, when you trust the unseen, when you stop demanding signs and start becoming the signal. You might ask, but how do I stop trying when I want it so badly? And that's the shadow hiding behind the question. Wanting is not wrong, but desperate wanting, the kind that comes from lack, fear, or needing to escape your current reality, anchors you in separation. Says I don't have it yet. Says I am not enough yet. And the quantum field simply mirrors back that frequency. Want creates more want. Longing creates more longing. And your vision remains on the horizon. Never here, never now. But when you release the need to get there, something opens. When you stop needing it to happen, it begins to, not because you stopped caring, but because you started trusting. You let go of the timeline, the outcome, the image of how it should all unfold. And in that space, the field moves. That's the quantum shift. Not a change in effort, a change in presence, a change in state, a return to being. Being what? Being the version of you that knows it's already happening. The version that isn't chasing the dream, but living inside it. That version isn't far away. It's already here. It's just waiting for you to soften enough to let it emerge. To stop gripping so tightly that your hands can finally receive. This is not spiritual laziness. It's spiritual mastery, because surrender is not passive. It's powerful. It's not about doing nothing. It's about doing from alignment, from knowing, from wholeness. When you act from that place, even the smallest gesture ripples out with immense force. One aligned breath can move more energy than 10 hours of forceful effort. One clear intention from a calm nervous system can bend reality faster than years of trying from chaos. This is not theory. This is how quantum coherence works. Your field influences the greater field. And coherence is not created by struggle. It's created by inner harmony. That's why when you stop trying so hard, things begin to move. People show up. Clarity arrives. Energy flows. Not because you chased it, but because you became a match for it. And that's what no one teaches. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. So if you want ease, become ease. If you want love, become love. If you want abundance, become open. Your frequency leads, reality follows. But most of us are leading with fear, with scarcity, with hustle. Then wondering why nothing's working. And the answer is simple. You're asking the universe to bring you peace while broadcasting panic. You're asking for alignment while embodying effort. The universe is not punishing you. It's just echoing your signal. So how do we shift? First, we soften. We slow down. We notice where we're striving, where we're forcing, where we're caught in the loop of not enough yet. Then we breathe, not to fix, but to come home, to this moment, because presence is the doorway. Presence is where quantum shift begins. Not in the future, not when you finally figure it all out, but here, right here, in the now. From presence, we tune in. We feel what wants to move, not what we should do, but what calls us. We listen deeper than the mind. We follow the subtle current, and we trust it, even when it doesn't make sense, especially then, because logic is linear, but quantum shift is not linear. It's exponential. It doesn't move step by step. It leaps, collapses time, and those leaps only happen when you step out of control and into trust, into surrender, into knowing that what you want is not outside of you. It's not waiting on your hustle. It's waiting on your softness, on your allowing, on your yes. You might be wondering, what does this look like in real life? It looks like inspired action instead of frantic doing. It looks like space in your schedule for receiving. It looks like resting without guilt, saying no without fear, saying yes without needing a reason. It looks like detaching from the outcome and choosing joy anyway. It looks like doing what lights you up even if it doesn't make logical sense. It looks like trusting the small nudges, the soft whispers, the quiet tugs, because that's how the quantum speaks, not in pressure, but in resonance. When you stop trying so hard, your energy becomes magnetic. You no longer chase, you attract. Not by playing games, not by tricking the universe, but by being so aligned with your truth that what's meant for you can finally find you. It's like becoming still in a pond. The moment the water stills, it reflects. The moment your field calms, the signal gets clear, and life reflects back that clarity, that calm, that yes. But when you stir the water constantly with your trying, your fixing, your effort, you distort the reflection. You can't see clearly. You can't receive fully. So the greatest thing you can do for your quantum shift is this. Be still. Be soft. Be open. Stop needing to know. Stop needing to push. Let the wave rise beneath you. Let the current carry you. Your job is not to build the river. It's to stop blocking it. Your job is not to force the outcome. It's to prepare the space. The quantum shift happens in the gap. The space between effort and surrender. Between control and faith. That's where the magic unfolds. That's where timelines collapse. That's where you meet the version of you that was always waiting. Waiting for you to stop gripping, to stop proving, to stop trying to earn what is already yours. You don't need to deserve the quantum shift. You just need to remember it's already happening. All around you, inside you, through you, but you've been too busy striving to feel it. Too busy fixing to notice. The quantum field responds to your being, not your doing. To your vibration, not your checklist. So the shift comes not when you do more, but when you finally stop doing what blocks it. When you stop fighting yourself. When you stop needing to be more than what you are right now. That's when the timeline folds. That's when life accelerates. That's when you move through portals, not paths. Through moments of insight so clear, they rearrange everything. But you can't plan for these shifts. You can't schedule them. You can only create the conditions for them to arrive. And those conditions are stillness, softness, surrender. That's what it means to live quantum. You become the empty space, and in that space, the new reality is born. You hold the frequency, and the form reveals itself. You don't chase the outcome. You become the outcome, not through force, but through frequency, through embodying the truth that it's already done. The version of you who lives that life, they already exist. In the quantum, they're not a dream. They're a timeline, a signal, a frequency. And every time you stop trying so hard, you step into their field. Every time you rest in trust, you tune into their knowing. Every time you choose ease, you walk their path. Not by becoming them, but by remembering you already are. That's the paradox. The more you try to become, the more you delay becoming. Because becoming implies you're not already. But the quantum doesn't work like that. It doesn't respond to effort. It responds to being. So the fastest way to shift is to stop reaching and start remembering. Remember who you are beneath the noise, beneath the proving, beneath the pressure. You are not here to build a version of you that deserves the life you want. You're here to realize you already are that version, and then live from there, effortlessly, naturally, with joy. And yes, that might feel strange at first, because we've been taught that hard work equals worth, that striving is noble, that the more we suffer, the more we earn. But quantum reality doesn't play by those rules, plays by resonance. If you're vibrating at self-worth, love flows. If you're vibrating at peace, clarity arrives. If you're vibrating at joy, opportunities unfold. But if you're vibrating at not enough, even your greatest effort will repel what you want. That's why the shift begins in your nervous system, in your breath, in your stillness. The quantum responds to coherence, not chaos. So regulate, recalibrate, return to your natural frequency, the one that knows you're already whole, the one that doesn't need to fix, that doesn't need to prove, that doesn't need to grasp. And from there, everything begins to move. Reality rearranges. People feel your field and respond. Life becomes less about chasing and more about flowing. Less about effort and more about allowing. You do less but create more. Because you're not creating from force. You're creating from essence, from alignment, from being. That's quantum manifestation, not a technique, not a secret, a remembrance of your original state, your true power, your deepest truth. You are not broken, you are not behind, you are not missing the mark. You're simply being invited to stop trying so hard, to return, to soften, to allow. You begin to live with a quiet power, presence that needs no announcement, a clarity that doesn't seek validation, and others notice it, not because you're louder, but because you're real. Not because you're doing more, but because you're being more you. You've stopped trying to become magnetic and realized you already are. You've stopped rehearsing a future self and started embodying your actual frequency. That's when magic becomes mundane. Not because it's less powerful, but because it's more natural. You start seeing synchronicity as a language, not a surprise. You start trusting nudges instead of doubting them. You stop asking if it's working and start noticing that it already is. Life feels lighter, not because it's easier, but because you stopped making it so heavy. You let go of forcing. You let go of timelines. You let go of the idea that you must suffer first. Instead, you live now, as the version of you that already remembers. You become the shift. And this is the final truth. The quantum shift doesn't happen when you figure it all out. It happens when you finally stop trying so hard to figure it out. When you make peace with not knowing. When you allow mystery. When you say yes to the unknown with open arms. That's when timelines collapse. That's when the impossible shows up. That's when the version of you you've been trying to find meets you in the mirror. Not as a goal, but as your nature. That's the quantum way. It's not about chasing a life. It's about letting life catch up to who you've become. It's about collapsing the illusion of distance between you and what you desire. And you do that not by pushing forward, but by coming home, to your body, to your breath, to your frequency. You are not missing anything. You are not blocked. You are not far. You are simply ready. Ready to stop performing effort. Ready to embody ease. Ready to live from the field, not the fear. And the moment you choose that, really choose it, you'll feel the shift. Maybe not loud. Maybe not dramatic. But certain, quiet, deep, real. You'll notice the signs, the clarity, the people, the energy, all flowing with you instead of against you, not because you forced alignment, but because you became it. That is quantum living. Not one day, but today. Not somewhere else, but here. Not someone else, but you. You don't have to try harder. You just have to stop trying so hard.